Good morning. I'm Beth. We're live from Ruth Stitchery in Colorado Springs, Colorado, and today we're doing another Meet the Staff, probably one of my favorite videos that we do. And today I'm here with two of our newest employees, Jan and Deanne. And Jan, you have seen before if you've watched some of our videos. She was in our video that we did, one pattern, 3 fabric choices. So you got to know what kind of fabric she likes, but you didn't really get to know much about her. So today you're going to get to learn about her. Jan's been with us for about six months, I think. And Deanne, a couple months.
This is my third month.
Third month. So if you haven't met Deanne, she's loads of fun, and you're going to get to know her a little bit today as well. So I'm just going to run right in and start. How did you guys get quilting? Who wants to go first?
I'm a COVID quilter. I had a friend that taught me how to sew during COVID. We started making masks, and then when Roos opened, they brought me here, and I fell in love with sewing, and so I took quilting classes here, beginning quilting classes, and have really learned a lot through all the classes that I've taken here.
Yeah,
they're great. They really
I think
are.
the first time I met Deanne was right after we reopened after COVID, and you came in and said, my friend said I need a new machine, and she sent me here.
Yes.
And I said, well, thank your friend, and let's start looking at them. So that was fun. Yeah. And don't let her be shy about it. You've done a lot since COVID. She has really expanded what you're doing.
Well, everybody is so here, the instructors, employees have been so encouraging, and I find quilters in general are non-judgmental and very encouraging of you. And even when you make mistakes, we all make mistakes. And I remember Kathy, because I took my beginning quilting with her, saying if you can't see it riding a fast horse, then don't worry about it. So I guess it just depends on how
that's right. And they're not mistakes. They're just creative adjustments.
That's true.
There you go. You're personalizing it.
Yes.
There you go.
Or as the Amish will say, it's your humility block.
Yes.
So, yes. Yeah.
I have lots of humility blocks.
Yep. I do too.
I think we all do.
Yeah.
Jan, how did you get started?
Well, I got started. I've been sewing all my life. My grandmother taught me how to sew. I was making Madame Alexander dresses when I was 5 years old. So, and then I did clothes and stuff. But it was the '94 earthquake in Northridge, California, that said, you know what? I really need something soft to fall on. So fabric would be soft to fall on, minus the pins, of course. But that's when I started sewing, or quilting was in 1994. Yeah, and I've just been gung-ho ever since. Yeah, I love it. It's just, and I've gotten into wool the last 15 years. So every night I try and stitch a little bit, and then I love it.
It's an obsession.
It is. It is. Yep.
I do tell people, don't get started in wool applique if you don't want to empty your wallet.
Right. Oh my gosh. Yep.
I waited a long time before getting into wool, and now I'm kind of obsessed with it, but I get it. So do you guys have a favorite, well, this is twofold. A favorite style? Do you have a favorite designer or style of fabric or designer of a pattern? Do you have a favorite?
So I probably I'm kind of a nature, natural colors in my house, browns, beiges. So probably the reproduction fabrics are some of my favorites.
But, kindred spirits.
But, yeah. I also have come to bag classes here. And I think that the tulip pink is perfect for bags.
Yeah.
Because they kind of make interesting conversational bags, and just the colors are nice to have.
Yeah. Deanne and I were learning the Bianni bags together Just a few curse words here and there, but overall, I think we did okay.
My friend says that's the only time she ever hears me swear. So
Is when you're sewing.
not sure that's true, but I do swear a lot. No.
Aw. And Jan, I know the answer to this, but
right.
let's share with everybody else.
Okay, well, I'll
what
start
your
with the new
favorite-
one then. No.
Okay.
I like Pam Buddha, of course, of Heartspun Quilts, and then Renee Nanaman of Needle Love, and then Kansas Troubles, and then Betsy Churchian. I think
Churchian? Yep.
Churchian, yes, with the reproductions, and then Minnick and Simpson. So I'm a primitive and kind of gal. Primitive and country gals, so I like that style a lot. Although you guys will see in July when we hang it that I have transitioned to the other side. And I am so excited and so happy. So I think my reproduction, my house is full of it. So I think now I can do the bright and happy stuff. So yeah, but it's just great.
Yeah, we're not going to call it the dark side because
no, but
it's anything from the dark side.
Right.
She's going bright and cheerful and floral and
yep. And so not me, but it's like, oh, okay, I love it.
So much so her daughter didn't think she was telling the truth
Right.
when she was doing the quilt, that it was hers.
I showed it to her and she said,
so
oh, who made this? I said, well, honey, I did. No, Mom, look around. It's not you. And I said, honey, this is.
So I had asked them to be prepared that I was going to ask them if you have a favorite quilt or quilts that you have either made yourself or been given. And so I know Jan has brought a couple of things to show, but let's start with Deanne. She's going to share with maybe what some of your favorites that you are working on or have made.
So my problem is the only thing I have finished are the things that I have made for other people. And,
so you don't have them.
I don't have them. So I have a lot of works in progress, but I am doing 2 things for the store, and I was hoping to have one of them finished today, but it didn't happen.
Story of my life.
It's true. No, I'm doing a tree skirt out of some of the Christmas fabric. And we have lots of Christmas fabric.
That we do.
It's very different. So we have a lot of variety for anyone. And then I'm also making a quilt. I found a panel here, and it's really beautiful fabrics. It's designed kind of for a female, and it has very encouraging words on it.
Oh, nice.
And so I'm going to make it. It'll hang here in the store, and it'll go to my stepdaughter when I get finished. So
oh, good.
Nice.
Yes, and I love that line.
it
It's the
is
green
beautiful.
and
Yes.
blue and
Yes.
kind of botanical looking a
Yes.
little bit. Yes, I love that one.
It's very serene.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 And Jan, what did you bring to show us?
There's 30 more in my car. No.
Oh, we don't have time for 30,
but
but
sorry.
hopefully you picked the favorite.
I did. Okay, so this is my reproduction. This is
Oh,
called
pretty.
Milton's Musket Balls. And so now you know why I love the reproduction fabrics.
Mhm.
So this is one of them.
And I think the first time you showed me that, I was like, oh, I have that fabric and I have that fabric.
It's just kind of fun and happy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So then, going to my wool,
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh, Jen, that's gorgeous.
oh, thank you.
Love it. Very primitive.
Very.
It's got the kind of the muted colors. This is one of my favorites, that like muted teal gray blue color of wool. Yeah, quite a difference of what the last quilt you made
Isn't
was.
it?
Yes.
And then wait, it gets even better. And I said I love Minnick and Simpson.
Yes.
This is my most favorite Minnick and Simpson quilt. It's called Game Board. Oh, thank you, hon.
Oh, I remember this one.
Yep,
Very
and
pretty.
I collect game boards. So I just love this.
Love it. Oh, I love the border.
Mm-hmm.
Fun.
Jan, you actually have a comment. Fran Carrick says, Jan, you're amazing.
Oh, thank you, Fran.
You're amazing, Jan.
That was gorgeous.
Should we tell her to go get the 30 out of the car?
Yeah, I know. And then this last one, okay, so you can see I like matchy. I like, you have to think about colors that match, and this goes with that, and this goes with that. So in California, I took a 4-day class, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we had the instructions for our fabric. We cut it all out. We brought it to class. Thursday night was an introduction dinner. And then we just threw all of our fabric in a big pile on the table. And I'm panicking because there's so many different styles of fabric. And then Friday, we come on in at 9 o'clock in the morning. And so the instructor says, okay, just grab a handful. And I'm going, okay, this is my fabric. And she goes, oh, no, no, no. And she just did this. And I go, oh. And I go, okay, calm down, heart. This is okay. And so anyway, Friday afternoon, we started sewing. And I have all this fabric in front of me. And I'm going, okay, this one. Okay, I think these two kind of go together. Yeah, okay. Well, everybody else had probably 4 or 5 blocks done by 3 o'clock. I didn't have one. And the instructor comes over and she goes, what am I going to do with you? I said, this is really hard. She goes up front. She gets a bag. She puts all the fabric in the bag. She puts it on the floor. She says, pick one at a time, start sewing them together. And I'm going, oh. So this is the quilt. And it is my most favorite quilt because it taught me out of the box, it's okay
Oh, wow.
to, and it's just, everybody had their, isn't it? It's a simple pattern and it's just, everything matches.
I always say the more you put in a quilt, the better it's gonna match.
Right, right.
You know, greens, there's so many different tones and shades and values of green.
Yep.
And you think, oh, I can't put this blue green with this yellow green. Well, yes, you can if you put a ton of each one of them in there.
Yeah, that's true.
It'll all work together.
And I remember everybody saying, don't put yellow in a quilt because your eye goes right to the yellow. But I think in this quilt, it doesn't. It just goes all over.
Yes,
so,
well, you've spread it out.
Yes, yes. So this is my most favorite.
Lovely.
This just helps bring it all together too.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. So now, do I still do matchy-matchy? Yes.
I call this type of class the toss, swap, and sew.
Oh, I like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
You didn't hear the word think.
No.
It's
no.
toss, swap, sew.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Maybe we
Remember
could
that.
have a
Toss, swap, sew.
So I think we
Yep.
should.
Yep.
Yeah.
That would be fun. Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thanks
that's
for
it.
bringing those, Jan.
Oh, you are welcome. Thank you for asking.
I love it. Love. Okay, so I also told them that I was going to ask them if they had a favorite notion or a couple of notions or tools that they kind of can't live without or tend to grab all the time. So, Deanne, what did you bring?
Okay, hang on. What did I do? All right. So the thing I use all the time when I quilt is I'm left-handed, and if you're left-handed, you'll understand. Rulers can be really challenging because you have to look at them. Let me put this one right side up. If you're using a regular ruler, you're having to do it upside down, and it requires a lot of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So when they started carrying Creative Grids made this left-handed ruler, because this is the ruler I use the most, and I am so thrilled because it makes cutting so much easier. And I think I learned to cut better and in a different way with this ruler. And we have several different left-hand rulers here, and I have bought them all to replace the other ones I had. But
it's kind of surprising with the number of left-handed people and quilters out there that it took this long for a fabric company to decide to specifically. I mean, they've made left-handed scissors and you know, and maybe you just don't really think about it, but I mean, I know a lot of left-handed people. My dad was left-handed. My best friend is left-handed, and she's a quilter.
Mhm.
And so we'd always have to figure out. My biggest thing is she always put the iron down on the wrong side of the ironing board.
Right.
So every time I walk up to it, it's on the wrong side. But it gave me an appreciation that she had to put a whole lot more thought into cutting strips and all of that stuff. So I'm just thrilled that they have finally,
Oh yeah.
and they've made a handful of them now,
Mhm.
different sizes. So
No, they're great. I have issues here at the cutting table because of where I use the ruler to cut, and so I stick it on the floor at home, and I stick it on the floor here, and then someone will come in after me. It's like, where's the ruler? I'm
Where's
like,
the
"Well,
ruler?"
I have it where it's convenient for me. So anyway, my
Okay.
second favorite thing that I use, and this is the Quilter's Magic Wand. I get asked all the time if I'm up here at the cash register
What are they? What are these?
are.
Yes.
But they make, when you're doing your half square triangles and they tell you to mark from corner to corner on the
Mhm.
square, and then you sew a quarter of an inch, this alleviates you having to do that mark in the center. You mark both sides of this ruler, and then you sew on your quarter inch, and then you cut in the center from point to point. So this is a great tool to have.
Yep. And it's wonderful when you're doing the no waste method of flying geese
Mhm.
as well. So half square triangles and flying geese, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Love it. And Jan, what did you bring as your favorite notion
Well,
or notions?
notions. Even though my quilts don't show it, I love flying geese. And I think that was like the second block that I learned 30 years ago. And I would sew them, and sometimes their wings would be off kilter, or sometimes one wing would be shorter than the other. And I go, and that's okay, that's my humility block, right? But then years and years and years go by, and I thought, oh no, this is just not working right. So my instructor said, get a reverse quilting tool. They are hard to find, but I've had mine for almost 30 years.
Reverse
It's your seamer but it is my reverse quilting tool, and I use it a lot. I really do. But you know what? I'm really fast at it. I just go, and it's whew, that's good. I guess after 30 years of wonky flying geese wings,
Yep.
it works. And then these block lock rulers have been around for a long time, and I've seen them and I've noticed them, and I thought, well, it's just another ruler. But guess what? For the flying geese, oh my gosh,
Fantastic.
I've used them for the last 6 months. Thank you. And I love it. And my geese, they have perfect wings. They're flying all around the quilt room beautifully. And they're just really pretty in my quilts. And so this is the block lock rulers. They have them for squares. They have them for triangles. They have them for flying geese. But the flying geese, you don't really need your reverse quilting tool as much anymore. So, but it's okay. I still love you. Yeah.
The
So these,
unsewer.
right. So these are my two favorite notions.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Are we ready for rapid fire?
Woohoo.
Oh wow!
Okay.
They didn't tell me about rapid
Oh boy, look
fire.
out! Look out!
You're not
You're
supposed
on
to
the
know.
hot spot now.
Hold on.
Right?
This is
Right.
like a pop
Okay.
quiz.
Okay. So rapid fire. I'm just going to throw two things out at you guys. You can answer at the same time. No thinking. Just whichever one is your favored. You just throw it out there. Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay. Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Coffee.
Dog or cat?
Dog.
Oh. There you go. Beach or mountain?
Mountain.
Go to the movies or stay home?
Stay home.
Stay home.
Quilters. I think most
Quilters.
stay
Yeah.
home. Okay. Chips or crackers?
Chips.
Chips.
Cake or ice cream?
Cake.
Oh, both. Have to.
All right.
Cakes
And the
too.
only quilting related question I have for you is wash or no wash?
No wash.
No wash.
Woohoo! Yay!
You
girl taught me that. Because other people were like, you should wash your fabric first. And no wash is
no.
easier.
There's nothing wrong with washing your fabric
Right.
first. It used to be that you really had to. But these days, with the quality quilting fabric, you don't need to as much.
I
Yep.
wash on a baby quilt. If it's something that's going to be washed a lot, like a baby quilt, I'll pre-wash that fabric just to make sure.
Yeah.
But,
Or definitely wash the quilt before you
Before
give it.
you give
Yes,
it.
give it
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
Of course. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
I love the Meet the Staff videos. I learn something every time, and I hope you guys get to know our staff a little bit better. I just think it's fun because, you know, our staff are quilters also, and so I just think it makes it so much fun for a customer to come in and know that the people that are working with them are also quilters, and we love it. So never think it's a burden when you say, I need help picking fabric, because you'll probably have 10 people rush to you and go, let me.
We'd love
Because
to
we
do
love
it.
to
that's
do
all
that.
our favorite.
Yeah, it
But
is.
thank you guys for joining me this
Thank
morning.
you.
Thank you guys for watching our video. Don't forget to share our videos. And thanks for joining us this morning.